As liveaboard cruisers, there are so many pros and cons to living in a marina. Marinas are absolutely great for many things. The best reason is for getting projects done. And boy, do we have a lot to get done. We are desperate to work our tails off because it is finally time to cast off the lines, untie for good, and begin our adventure.
For the last several weeks, we've been doing little shakedown sails to try to identify the problems that we might encounter while living on anchor. Because living on anchor is totally different than living in a marina. In a marina, you have a bit of a safety net. If your systems go wrong, there's always something to back you up. For instance, if your batteries go bad, you have shore power to plug into. If your marine heads go bad, you've got a bathroom that's just down the dock. If you run out of water and your water maker's not working, you have a hose to fill up your tanks. So living in a marina has a lot of comfort, a lot of insurances built into it, which you don't have on anchor. On anchor, you need to be self-sufficient and you need to make sure that all your systems are working properly, because sometimes it's a long time before you find a marine chandlery. Sometimes it's a long time before you can find a place to get the repairs done. So we want to make sure that this boat is ready to go before we head south to Barra de Navidad. And we found two areas that we want to focus on before we leave, and that is our solar system and our holding tanks. Okay, so let's talk solar for a minute and what prompted me to dive into this big solar project that we're doing on La Vida Gypsea. The main issue that we found when we were staying at anchor for any length of time was that although we have a nice solar array installed on the back of the boat, we weren't getting enough power to charge our batteries. There wasn't enough sun coming in, and it wasn't a lack of solar panels, because we should have enough panels. We have 1,050 watts of panels on the back, and with the power that we were using, we should have enough panels to recharge the power that we use daily. But the problem was that the charge controller that is connected to those panels was not processing the power that's coming in from the sun. It was not allowing all the power from the panels to go travel through to the batteries and charge those batteries. And so the issue that we have is with this particular charge controller that was installed. It's an off-brand, very inexpensive charge controller that you can get on Amazon for about 60 bucks. It's plastic, it's lightweight, there's not much to it. And in order to solve shading issues and to maximize the power that we want to get out of our solar panels, we need to install at least two high-quality charge controllers. Shading can be a real killer to solar systems. If you get a small amount of shadow on a panel, it can wipe out the power capacity of that particular panel. And if those panels are all connected together, as ours were, we have 6 panels that were connected together going to this one charge controller, then shading on one panel can severely reduce the power capacity of all 6 panels. Some people, because of this reason, put charge controllers on each and every panel so that if you get shading on one panel, the other 5 are still operating fully. I felt it was a good compromise with budget and the shading that I had seen on our panels that we could get by with 2 charge controllers, thereby making 3 panels on one system, 3 panels on the other. If I get shading on 3 of the panels, they're going to be low while the other 3 function. And I felt like that was a good compromise for us. Also, you want to make sure that you can take advantage of the full capacity of your solar array. And when you get a small charge controller, like this one says it can handle up to 80 amps, I question that. But at 80 amps and 12 volts, 80 times 12, that's 960 watts that this can handle. We have 1,050 watts, so that means we had 100 watts of power that were just getting thrown away. They weren't being used. Even if the sun was shining, we could not use them. So therefore, I need to get that second charge controller. I'm going to put 2 charge controllers at 50 amps each, so that way I have 1,200 watts of available power, charging power coming in, and so I have a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a cushion there. And this is going to allow us to fully maximize the use of our solar array and get our batteries charged up quickly. Here we have 2 very low-tech illustrations of our solar system, what we have and what we're going to upgrade to. What we have currently, as I mentioned, is 6 panels all wired together going into one charge controller, which is charging our battery bank of 8 lead-acid batteries. Now this battery bank provides us 800 amp hours of battery capacity, but it's also very heavy. They each weigh 75 pounds, meaning our battery bank weighs about 600 pounds. What we want to upgrade to, as I mentioned, was 2 charge controllers, breaking up our panels into sets of 3. But we're going to go ahead and upgrade those batteries and the components as well. And this time we're going to use lithium batteries. By doing that, I only need 3 batteries instead of 8. And each battery only weighs 45 pounds. So our entire battery bank is going to weigh 135 pounds instead of 600 pounds. Now these batteries are going to give us 600 amp hours of battery capacity. Even though it's much less than the 800 we have currently, lead acid batteries can only effectively be discharged 50%, giving us a usable amp hour of 400 amp hours in this system. Lithium, however, can be discharged 80% of its capacity, meaning I have 480 amp hours of usable battery capacity in our new system. So we've got less batteries, less weight, more usable amp hours, all around better. All right, well, this morning I invited Peter from Marina Vallarta to stop by whenever he was around the marina to look at my solar system. And he popped by this morning and we went over everything. We have an understanding of what we want to do. I'm trying to upgrade everything to lithium, and I'm trying to upgrade everything to Victron components so that they all communicate together. I don't want a mixed match of brands. So we're going to revamp this entire solar system. And although I have a background in solar, my background is in residential solar and not marine solar, and I did not deal with Victron much. So I am not going to be too proud and try to do this all myself because it's a big job. So I'm going to have Peter help me. So we've decided to get things going. He had a guy helping him today, so he said, hey, let's get started right away.
Right now.
So I dropped everything.
Just coming back from doing laundry, and they're on the boat already destroying things.
Yes, we dropped everything, and we are getting the boat dismantled so we have easy access to all the cabling. And we're going to start redoing this solar system so we can get some power on this boat.
Woohoo! Destruction. It begins. This is the ugly side of long passages. We need power, so I'm just gonna close my eyes, teach some lessons today, ignore the mess, and then hopefully they make headway, and by the end of this week everything will be back to normal and we'll have wonderful, beautiful, self-sustainable power. Here we have our wonderful wiring diagram for our boat, and parlez-vous français? Any viewers out there? Because katanas are French and this isn't French. And I know you're a man of many talents, but do you speak French? Way past lunchtime. The boys are trying to figure out right now a cable that they cannot find, what it does, where it goes, and what's going on. So what's Kurt's solution?
Well, we're going to disconnect it and see what doesn't work.
Just going to unplug it and see what turns off. I think that's a great idea. Day 2 of Solar Upgrade 2021 for LVG. We just got a bunch of stuff that got here this morning, so another day of hard work. What do you think we got here, Kurt? Because I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. Looks like Christmas.
Looks like Christmas. I see some battery cables. This is the face and hair of someone who is living in disarray, but we're getting a lot done today. We've got the batteries in, we've got the controllers in, we've got some programming getting done over there on the computer, but as you can see, it is a utter disaster getting cables over there put in, and yeah, just gotta walk away, close my eyes, go back down in my hole and hide until it's over. I can't.
Well, the installation continues. This is day number 2, and we've gotten the essentials in. We've gotten the inverter in, the new inverter. We've got the new batteries in. We've got the new distribution system in, and that was what was essentially needed to get our boat powered back up, because all day we've been without power while we did the transition. So the goal was to try to get power back onto the boat today, and then tomorrow we'll do all the little stuff, getting the charge controllers in, getting all the programming done, all the DC to DC chargers and the battery protection. All that stuff is later. So right now we just wanted to get power back on the boat, so we're making progress.
While the pros were working on buttoning on the solar upgrade, Kurt focused his attention on the holding tanks. The port side needed the macerator pump replaced, as well as some new hose installs to reduce the waste smell. And on the starboard side, he had to work on the Y valve that sends the waste to the holding tank. Needless to say, we didn't film this job to spare you guys the dirty details, because frankly, he was elbow deep in Overall, we were extremely pleased with the outcome of the installation, and Peter from Marine Vallarta was professional, knowledgeable, and we cannot thank him enough for upgrading us and helping us feel confident on our power needs for our on-the-hook life. We'll go ahead and leave a link below for you guys to check them out if you're in the area and are in need of some solar help.
Well, in the cruising world, you bump into all different kinds. And there's those who love the marinas. They spend much of their time, if not their entire lives, in the marinas. We have found people here that have been here for years and years and years. And then you have those that never touch the marinas because they're trying to save money and they don't like being stuck in a marina. You find everything in between on the spectrum. Yes. Yeah. And so we didn't really know what to expect with the Marina Life, but I have to say, I'm kind of in the middle. It's got its pros and cons, because, you know, yeah, we want to be out there. We want to be out on the water and exploring. We don't want to be stuck in any one place for a very long time. But man, the conveniences of the marina have been nice. Yeah. And so it has been a nice break to be here and to be able to get our boat ready to leave, and have stores like the mall that we have behind us, to have walking trails where we've been able to take Rigby out and get exercise. We have hot showers.
Bathrooms are so
The bathrooms
clean,
are clean. Our showers
nice.
are made out of travertine marble.
Hot water all the time.
Yeah, we've got swimming pools. We've got
many swimming pools.
We've got you know, gentlemen who come up and bring us pina coladas on the beach.
Beach access. We get beach access whenever we want. Rigby gets to go on the beach whenever she wants.
And at this particular marina, it has been great. They've got free water, so as much water as we want. We don't have to worry about conserving water in that sense. They also have free pump out on Thursdays to keep the marina clean and keep your boat fresh. Yeah. And
the internet, the Wi-Fi, I don't know if you said that.
The Wi-Fi has been great here. And
everyone says around this area that the neighboring marinas boast, or, you know, say that they've got good Wi-Fi. I think it's like, that's a universal thing, that most marinas say they have great Wi-Fi and then you end up getting totally screwed. This marina, you guys, trust me, I work remotely. They really do have good internet.
And then, of course, the services. We have crews that are in the marina that come by all the time, ready to do any kind of boat work that you might have that you're not skilled at. So, man, it's been great. And I think that...
I guess I can agree with you then.
Yeah, I think
50-50.
We're ready to take off and we're ready to see some new sights. But I would say probably every now and then, once, twice a year, we might hit up a marina and...
Y'all got it. Not in writing. You've got it documented.
That's
you
right.
heard it, ladies. I'm supposed to get a marina once a year.
Yeah.
Bet on it.
It'd be nice to freshen up, get the boat all clean, get the salt off of us, and recharge. So we've enjoyed our time here, but it's time to go. So it's time to
get out of here.
Yeah, undo the lines and kick off.
Our last walk down the road, huh?
Yeah.
Down the road. The road. The next road we're gonna see, the ocean road. Last, after what seemed like ages, it was finally time for us to head out. We double-checked everything and picked up the last of our packages. We got some laundry done. We took Rigby out for her last stretch on the beach. We fueled up and provisioned.
So did you get everything?
Yeah, doesn't look like much, but we've actually been stocking for the last couple of weeks. The boat's getting pretty full with food and there's no more space in the freezer. So I just got the last couple of things, a couple bags of dog food for Riggs and some fresh veggies and fruits because we don't know when we're gonna see them again. But I think we're ready to go.
Well, it's always been super exciting every time that we've bought a one-way ticket somewhere. When we went from the US to Panama, you know, and we were visiting, it was exciting, but didn't seem real until we got that one-way ticket to Panama. Same thing when we came here to Mexico. And with this boat, we've been doing some round-trip travels from the marina, exploring a little bit, but now we've got our one-way ticket out of the marina. We are on the road, and it feels super exciting. It's just a whole different feeling. So I'm glad that you've joined us this far and you've followed our journey. Please come back, like, subscribe, follow us, because the journey is just beginning. We'll see you next week.